Om Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma Vishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Chapter 9 of the Bhagavad Gita, verses 20 to 24.
त्रैविद्या मां सोमपाः पूतपापाः यज्ञैरिष्ट्वा स्वर्गतिं प्रार्थयन्ते ते पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकम् अश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिवि देवभोगान् ते तं भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालम् क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्नाः गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो माम् ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम् येऽप्यन्यदेवता भक्ताः यजन्ते श्रद्धयान्विताः तेऽपि मामेव कौन्तेय यजन्त्यविधिपूर्वकम् अहं हि सर्वयज्ञानां भोक्ता च प्रभुरेव च न तु मामभिजानन्ति तत्त्वेनातश्च्यवन्ति ते.
Verse 19, we ended the second topic of this chapter. The deluded disregard self, the wise glorify and seek self. So he's contrasting between two types of people. One type of people, they respect higher values. They want to promote higher values. The other category of people, they're not interested in anything higher. They belittle, they poo-poo your efforts. So he says, what happens to either of these categories, which is what we examined. And he gave a few definitions of Brahman. So we read through all that. And now the next topic, the third topic, one attains what one strives for. One attains what one strives for. From verses 20 to 28. The theme of the Bhagavad Gita is, it is very broad-minded. So Bhagavad Gita is not telling you to do anything. In other words, there's no do's and don'ts. They're not pushing you to do any particular type of actions. But what they are trying to do is, they are explaining to you the consequences of your actions. So if you adopt a selfish attitude, what will be the consequence? If you change and become unselfish, what will be the consequence? That's all. They're just laying the facts on the table. It's up to you to decide which direction you want to go. And that's why, interestingly, they're saying one attains what one strives for. Whatever you want to strive for, go ahead with it. There's no taboo. It's not that, oh, you should not follow the material path, you should not follow wealth or power. They don't say that. You will get whatever you strive for. So if you invest in the right efforts, the result is assured. As long as your efforts are correct, the effort won't go to waste. But if you're able to step up to spiritual actions, then you see the benefits are so much more. See, there is a direct cause and effect relationship. That's all you need to understand. Your actions, your attitudes are the cause, and the effect is your own life. The quality of happiness that you experience in your life is the effect. So there is no need to fear God. It's not as if you go and pray to God, only then God will bless you and give you happiness. It's not like that. So it's your actions which is going to give you happiness, or vice versa. If you don't act correctly, you get unhappiness, you get sorrow. It's nothing to do with God. So you should have a respect for God, not fear of God. There is no need to fear God. God is your benefactor. Why do you need to fear your benefactor? You need to respect. Like the police. The police, they take care of the law. You respect them. You don't need to fear them. There is a direct cause and effect relationship. So, and that's what we're going to examine in these verses to come. And we will start with the 20th verse.
त्रैविद्या मां सोमपाः पूतपापाः यज्ञैरिष्ट्वा स्वर्गतिं प्रार्थयन्ते ते पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकम् अश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिवि देवभोगान् त्रैविद्या मां सोमपाः पूतपापाः यज्ञैरिष्ट्वा स्वर्गतिं प्रार्थयन्ते ते पुण्यमासाद्य सुरेन्द्रलोकम् अश्नन्ति दिव्यान् दिवि देवभोगान्.
See, the first thing you should notice is that the meter of this verse is different. The verse is much longer and the chanting is slightly different than the previous verses. So at least that much you should register. Now, before you even get into the meaning of the verse, the chanting of the verse is different. It's longer. It's got a different meter. This is a figure of speech which is called onomatopoeia. There's a figure of speech in English called onomatopoeia. And what that means is the formation of the word is associated with the sound. Just based on the sound, they're trying to convey the word. So onomatopoeia, see, for example, words like cuckoo. You understand? The bird makes that sound. With that, it gets the name cuckoo. Meow, ding dong, sizzle. These are examples. Words which are formed because of the sound associated with it. See that on the screen. Onomatopoeia, the formation of a word from a sound associated with it. So in this, in the verses, what they do is they change the meter sometimes for a purpose. And the reason why they're changing the meter in this verse 20 and the next verse 21 is because 22 is an important verse. So it's almost a build up. They're building it up in the 20th and the 21st verse. So in 22nd verse is a very important verse. So it's a preparation. So you see the meaning of that verse. So what is he saying here in this verse? There you go. The knowers of the three Vedas, drinkers of soma, herbal juice, purified of papas, sins, worshipping me by yajnas, sacrifices, pray for passage to heaven. They, reaching the holy world of the Lord of the gods, meaning heaven, they reach heaven, enjoy the divine pleasures of the gods in heaven. So this and the next verse, 20 and 21, gives the result of desired and actions. Good desired and actions take you to heaven. So your passport to heaven, how do you get your passport to heaven? Through good desired and actions. Bad desired and actions take you to hell. Hmm. So you know exactly where you're going. You understand? So good desired action, you go to heaven. Bad desired written actions, you go to hell. Then in 22, verse 22, he talks about desireless action. Desireless actions take you to self-realization. See, again, they're only giving the consequence. This is what happens. Whatever you guys want to do, you do. I've never been to hell. I just want to try it out. That is, I'm very curious. Okay, go to hell. I'm not cursing. I'm only saying, it's your choice. You want to go, you want to try it out, try it out. Whatever it is, it's your choice. It's your life. So the way this verse is written, and in fact, even the next verse, it's a sarcastic way of saying it. The whole presentation is sarcastic. See, they're saying the knowers of the three Vedas, Trividya, in the olden days, the people used to read the Vedas and they used to master the Vedas, and some of them could memorize the whole Vedas. So, a person who read all the four Vedas, you understand, all the four Vedas, if you have read, the fellow was given the title Chaturvedi. Hmm? Chaturvedi means a person who has read all the four Vedas. If you have read three Vedas, you get Trivedi. That's how those surnames came. Then two Vedas, Dvivedi. One Veda, Vedi. You understand? So that's how the surnames. We also have a Chaturvedi in this class, I think. Uh, Nowadays, they just keep the name. Then they don't know the Vedas. Simply, they just keep the surname because it's been coming, traditionally. We have one Chaturvedi. See, Chaturvedi, isn't it, Dr. Krishna? Four Vedas, one Veda, so, so we don't know. Nobody knows that surname is coming, but that's the significance of the surname.
I went to medicine but didn't learn it.
Yeah, you learn medicine. That's it.
I'm learning, sir, learning still.
Yeah, yes, yes. So it gives you a goal to strive for, that's the goal. So why three Vedas? Because the fourth Veda came later. So many scriptures they say three Vedas, because the fourth one, Atharvana Veda, came later. So the knowers of the three Vedas, see when you see that, when you read that, you say, "Oh God, you know the three Vedas." No, they are saying sarcastically. He knows the three Vedas, meaning he knows the letters of the Vedas, not the spirit of the Vedas. That's what he means. Knowers. Knowers with an inverted commas. It's not really knowers. It's just a scholar, like a pundit class. That's all. He can memorize it, he can recite it, but doesn't understand the philosophy, doesn't understand the message. Drinkers of Soma. See, it's a drink which they have when they end the ritual. So, drinkers of Soma indicates ritualistic people. Worshipping me by yajnas. Yajnas here means mechanical rituals. They're doing sacrifices, but again mechanically, without any understanding. So the actions they are doing are all good actions. You understand? See, they are not gambling, they are not drinking, they are not womanizing, they're not doing that. They are studying the Vedas. Okay, they're doing the rituals, but it is all done without knowledge, without understanding. So the result of such actions is what? Good desire ridden actions. So this is what takes you to heaven. These are the types of people who want to go to heaven. That's why he says purified of papas, purified of sins. So they're doing virtuous action. So it's not sinful action. It's good actions. Pray for passage to heaven. So they are doing all this for what? They are not doing this for self-realization. They are not doing this for spiritual development. They are doing this for enjoyment. Heaven means a place of super sensuous enjoyment. Ultimately, they are pleasure seekers. But instead of directly going and enjoying the pleasures, they seek it through God, through religion. But the motive is still the same. So the more you act on your desires, you only increase your desires further. So desire for pleasure, desire for enjoyment creates further desires. So they reaching the holy world of the Lord of the gods, meaning when they reach heaven, they enjoy the divine pleasures. So you get what you strive for. So you want heaven, you strive for it, you'll get it. You'll reach it. But all that they are saying is you have a capacity to reach the self. You've got a capacity to develop yourself. Instead of that, you're settling for mere pleasures in the world. It's like you buy a expensive car, brand new car, and what are you using that Bentley or brand new Bentley? And first day, what do you do with a Bentley? Take all the rubbish in the Bentley and take it to the skip. Huh? First day you tell the fellow, what are you doing? Why do you buy this brand new car for this purpose? For taking your rubbish? That's exactly what you're saying. You can use all these activities, the study of the Vedas, the rituals, all these as a means to a spiritual end, to a spiritual goal. And instead of that, you're settling for some worldly pleasures. The Upanishads, they don't mince words, because Upanishads don't care. They don't mince words. So they call such people colossal fools. Bhagavad Gita or Bhajagovindam say only fools. Upanishads say colossal fools. Colossal fools means PhD you've got in foolery. Foolery, you got PhD. So the Mundaka Upanishad, see what they have to say. When we study the Mundaka Upanishad, they studied this mantra. So they're talking about the type of people who want to go to heaven. He says, colossal fools. You see that? Colossal fools, believing sacrificial rites and charitable deeds to be supreme, do not know what is better. What is better is self-realization. They don't know that. They, having enjoyed in the heights of heaven through good deeds, enter this world or an inferior one. Inferior one means you could be born as a plant or an animal. So you enjoy the pleasures in heaven and then you come back to this world. That's all. For that, you are putting in so much of effort. You don't realize the capacity of it. It's an abuse of the ritualism. It's an abuse of this knowledge. It's an abuse of the Vedas. The knowers of the three Vedas, drinkers of Soma, purified of papas, worshipping me by yajnas, pray for passage to heaven. They, reaching heaven, enjoy the divine pleasures. See, they're not criticizing. They're saying, yes, if you want to go, you go. Very well. There's no harm in that, but they're only highlighting the absurdity of the whole pursuit. And he continues with the same thought flow in the next verse.
ते तं भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालम् क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्नाः गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते ते तं भुक्त्वा स्वर्गलोकं विशालम् क्षीणे पुण्ये मर्त्यलोकं विशन्ति एवं त्रयी धर्ममनुप्रपन्नाः गतागतं कामकामा लभन्ते.
They, having enjoyed that vast world of heaven, their punya exhausted, enter the world of mortals. Thus, abiding by the injunctions of the three Vedas, desiring objects of desires, they attain the state of going and coming. Gata gatam. Gata, agata. Going, coming. Going to heaven, coming back to earth. Going to heaven, coming back to earth. What does it mean? You don't get anywhere. You're just going around in circles. Gata gatam. It's going round and round. So once your punya is exhausted, you lose your place in heaven. See, again, it's not, heaven is not a geographical place. Heaven means in this life, in this world, you will go to a place where you will be happy, you will enjoy. It's like you go on a holiday. Let's say a fully paid holiday. You're given free tickets, free this thing. You win in some lottery or you win in some game, and you're getting free tickets. You get a free stay in a hotel. It's like that. Everything is paid for. But as soon as that 10 days or 2 weeks are over, you got to come back. So that stay is like heaven. See, when you pay and enjoy, it's different. Somebody else pays and enjoys is better. Huh? You pay and enjoy, you say, okay, I paid, man. You better give me. If somebody else pays means then it's real enjoyment. So that's what he's saying. That is heaven. Heaven, everything is taken care of. Enjoy. But as soon as that punya is over, you come back. See, it's not only a holiday, it could be even a phase in your life. It could be a period in your life where there's a lot of enjoyment, you without any care in the world. You go through a phase in your life, but then it doesn't last for a long time. It lasts for and then suddenly some problem comes, some issue comes. So you deserve that happy phase in your life because of your past actions. You've done good actions in the past and you merited this happy phase in your life. So when you go through a happy phase, immediately what should you understand? You understand, I have contributed to this because of my past actions, number one. Number two, this is not going to last indefinitely. Because the moment a person is in that happy phase, they get deluded. They feel that's it, I'm set. They don't realize it's not permanent. That can go away any moment. So you should be prepared for the loss. You should be prepared for sorrow. State of going and coming. It is going round and round in circles. Omar Khayyam, the great Persian philosopher, he wrote in his book Rubaiyat, and in that book he writes, he said, I visited various spiritual people. I attended various discourses. Omar Khayyam is saying, and this is his comment. His comment is, they talked about and about. I entered the same door I went in. I came out of the same door I went in. You understand? He says they talked about and about. I came out of the same door I went in, meaning I didn't learn anything. So people talk about and about, but what is it that you're learning? Nothing you're learning. He's talking about the general conversation in the world. People are talking, but what are you doing? What are you achieving? Nothing. There's a lot of talk. So see that on the screen. Omar Khayyam. They talked about and about. I came out of the same door I entered. I didn't learn anything. I didn't pick up anything. So similarly, you go through life. What do you learn? What do you pick up? So punya is merit, and to exhaust that merit, you go to a place of super sensuous enjoyment. In fact, heaven is the abode of gods. You go to a supra-human place, the abode of God. Hell, papa, is you go subhuman, which is demons. Again, it's the result of your own actions, nothing else. So what they are questioning is, what's the point of going and coming, going and coming? You're going through this, so what's the point? They're asking you to think. Because that's all people are aspiring. Maximum effort, what people are putting for, oh, I want to enjoy. You understand? That's the maximum effort people are putting for. So he's questioning that. What is the point in that? You'll get it for a while, again you lose it. Again you'll get it, you lose it. So they, having enjoyed that vast world of heaven, Vishalam. Vishalam means vast. It's a vast world of heaven. See, what they are doing is, they are also tempting you. So heaven is so much of pleasures, heaven is vast, all unlimited enjoyment, angels, all that. So they're trying to tempt you to test your resolve. So a wise person understands there's no sense in it. He says, keep it to yourself. That's what Nachiketa is told. When Nachiketas went to meet Yama, Yama is the god of death. Yama offered Nachiketas all the pleasures in heaven. He's a young boy, you know. So Yama offered, he said, Nachiketas, whatever you want to tell, I'll give it to you. You want wealth? You want fame? You want anything, I'll give. And Nachiketas was irritated, because he had come there for spiritual knowledge. He was irritated with that conversation. He looked aside. He looked in a different side. When he looked a different side, there were women going there. And Yama, he was not looking at the women. He just turned his head. Yama said, oh, you want women? I'll get you that also. He said, to which Nachiketas got so irritated. He said, you keep your wine and women. You keep all that. Tavaiva vahastava nityagite. He was so fed up. He almost wanted to leave. Yama said, no, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. What do you want? What do you want? He said, I want spiritual knowledge. I said, okay, I'll give you. So why, you may ask, why was Yama doing that? To test that boy's resolve. Does he really have that stuff to put in that effort to gain the spiritual knowledge? So first he was trying to tempt him with all the pleasures. That's exactly what they're doing to do here. Having enjoyed the vast world of heaven, so you look at that, you say, it sounds good, no? Sounds good. So that's it. It's gone. They know the psychology, beautifully they go through that. So you get that pleasure, but it doesn't last. It's like you spray water on a hot pan. You spray water on a hot pan, what happens? Just sizzles, that's all. It doesn't stay. As soon as it touches, it vanishes, vaporizes. That's the pleasures of heaven. It's momentary. Vijaya.
Hari Om Bhaskarji. The going and coming and heaven, is it another realm or still on earth you're getting all this enjoyment?
Where do you want to go? Another realm. You have any plans? You want
No.
to go to Mars? You want to go to Venus? Where? Which place you tell me you want to go? See, wherever you go, see what they mean by Earth. Earth is not this Earth, not the planet Earth. They mean the world. World means this whole universe, whole creation. So it's not though they say Earth, Earth is not planet Earth. That's not what they mean. Wherever there is civilization, wherever there is humanity, you'll come back there. So therefore, they're not talking about an actual place. Obviously, I've been repeating that any number of times. It's not an actual physical place they're talking about. There is no. How can there be a physical place like that? It's just a way of communicating to the masses who can't conceive it intellectually. So therefore, they actually paint external place, so it's easier to understand. But intellectually, you've got to realize it's not an external place; it's internal.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
How many times I've repeated? 15th time you got it. You understand? So you got to register that. It's not a hell or heaven are not geographical places. They are states of mind. Hell and heaven are not geographical places. They are states of mind. I should give imposition to everybody. Right 100 times. Hell and heaven are not geographical places. States of mind. So that's what it is. Say so once you experience the joy mentally, like that's why I gave the example. It could be in your own home. It could be a phase of life that you go through. It could be childhood, for example. You have had a happy childhood, or any stage in your life you enjoy, where there's you don't need to think of anything. You don't need to worry about anything, or you may be going through it now. At this stage in life, you may be going through that phase. And that you have earned it through your past actions. Your good ridden actions in the past have earned this happy face. That's why I said it's not permanent. When you go through that happy phase, you realize it's impermanent. You can lose it anytime. I remember a person who was quite rich. He's got a lovely family. His health is good. Everything is good. And he used to be interested in the subject. I used to tell him, hey, watch out. This may not last forever, But he was caught up in that. He said, no, 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 no. By God's grace, everything is going on well. By God's and they use God's grace. Huh? You understand? What God's grace? So you're trying to tell him, listen, learn this knowledge, it'll help you, it'll prepare you whenever you get into problems later. But he was riding high. Then he crashed afterwards. You can't ride high permanently. Any wave that goes up comes down. So nobody will ride high all the time. So when you fall, this knowledge prepares you to cushion the blow. And you have no idea where you will get hit. So that's what they mean. See, what they're talking about is what's happening to people in life, going, coming. Suddenly you lose health, you get a diagnosis, or you lose money, an investment is gone, or you lose a family member, something or the other happens. It can dramatically change your life. You understand, Vijaya? So that's what they're saying. It's the state of mind and what you're experiencing in your own life. But two of you all raised your hands and then you gave up, I think. Yeah, Geeta.
Carry on.
Go, Geeta.
If you're in a state of hell, how do you get back up then?
If you're in a state of what?
Hell.
Help.
Because you said your time in heaven runs out. So if you're down, how do you get up?
When you're down, how do you get up? See, when you're down, so what you need to understand is you have contributed to that through your own actions. You are in that hell or you are in that terrible condition is because of your actions. That does two things. First, what it does is you take the responsibility. So you're not blaming God, you're not blaming parents, you're not blaming society, you're not blaming anything else. You take the responsibility, number one. So that gives you courage, that gives you confidence. Number one, that I am responsible for my actions. And because I'm responsible for my actions, I can turn this whole thing around. Just as if I've done negative actions to get to this, if I do positive actions, I can turn it around. So it gives you that assurance that it's within your capacity that you can change things. Otherwise, you keep running to temples, you keep running after other swamis who say you do this ritual and everything will be fine. You don't need to go to all such people. You change your life, you improve your actions, you improve your attitude, it'll be all set. not only you will change yourself, you will help others as well. But that's secondary. The right approach you will be able to take. In Vedanta, what we say is, when you fall, like I said, everybody falls. It's just a matter of when and where. In different phases of life, people fall. When you fall like a rubber ball, not like a lead plate. When you fall, don't fall like a lead plate. That's it. Oh, gone, everything is gone. I don't know what's going to happen to me. That's it. You understand? Bounce back. The rubber ball. Bounce back. There's some plays I read where they teach the elderly people how to fall. You understand? There's some classes they conduct. It's so practical, you know. The elderly person, any one of us, elderly will fall somewhere. They teach you how to fall, so it doesn't damage your body to that extent, you know. It's almost like that. This knowledge it prepares you. Whenever you don't have to be older, a younger person also falls in different ways. Mental fall, financial fall. So you fall like a rubber ball. How do you fall? You bounce back. This is how you can bounce back. I am responsible, and my destiny is in my hands. I am the architect of my fortune. I am the architect of my misfortune. So when you own that and you do that, you can turn around much quicker. Otherwise, astrologers, tarot card readers, these are the fellows people are going after. Okay. Somebody else. Was it Jigna? Did you have a question?
Hari Om Bhaskarji. I did have one question.
Ah.
In one of your other sermons, you've explained that, sometimes the navigation of the boat the direction of your life changes very slowly, but it will change at some point. What if it doesn't change in this lifetime? Like, how do you keep that motivation going?
It doesn't change. In what way it doesn't change? Like,
You know how you're saying that your actions, if you do good or bad, your actions will, it's based on your past actions. Your destiny is based on that. But say if that takes a long time to change, or, that I know that you're meant to be detached, but how do you keep your motivation going, even just knowing the knowledge?
no, through understanding as to why it is taking time. See, what happens is that the factors which are taken into account is, number one, what is the intensity of the action that you've done in the past? In other words, if a person has done a wrong action in the past, it's a very deep set wrong action. That takes a long time to wipe it off. The consequences of that will not be removed for a long time. It's deep set. But if it was a superficial wrong action, you can get over it fast. Just in error, as a mistake, you did something. You didn't really mean it. But when you really mean it and you intensely want to cause harm to somebody, then the result of that will prolong. It won't go away so fast. So it's like that. So you understand, I've done something in the past. Obviously you don't know, you don't remember something which was intensely bad. So therefore this bad phase is persisting for a longer time. Say, for example, the person could be born disabled. You understand? He may not have eyes, he may not have an arm or whatever. Be born disabled. So how does that person take it? Some intense wrong actions have done to get this result. See, vice versa. You see the good actions also is the same thing. See, suppose a person is born into a wealthy family, all his needs are taken care of. Same thing. He's done intensive good actions to deserve that. So both ways it works. Not only negative, even positive it works. But even that is debatable. A lot of wealth could be good or it could be bad. You understand? Not necessary that just because you're born to a wealthy family is good. So anyway, we're not going to those discussions, but generally speaking, there's a intensity of that action also matters. Okay. Shyam,
Hari Om Bhaskarji.
Hari Om.
On the same note, is there any role for prayaschitta karma? People do prayaschitta for, is there any meaning in sort of?
See, the rituals which are recommended to do as prayaschitta karma is, again, it's not the ritual which will change. The ritual is a reminder to change your attitude.
Okay.
So that's why repeatedly you've got to do those rituals. The idea is while you're doing the rituals, it suddenly hits you, oh gosh, I've got to change my attitude. I can't go on like this. I can't keep carrying on like this. So that's why these rituals are recommended for people to wake up to the reality.
It comes down to knowledge, basically.
Ultimately, it has to come with knowledge. It's not the ritual which is going to wipe off the bad actions. The rituals can't wipe out the bad action, but the ritual have a meaning. Meaning, when you do the ritual, it helps you, it reminds you that I've got to change my actions, I've got to change my attitude. So if you feel you find the rituals useful, use it. But you can't depend only on the ritual. You've got to take the right actions.
Thank you, Bhaskarji.
See what Shyam's talking about is there's a belief that there are some rituals recommended. If you do something wrong, prayaschitta, it'll wipe off all the sins. And you do those things, God will wipe out the sins. It's not the ritual which is going to wipe out the sins. But you have to change the attitude ultimately. The 108 times you've got to chant, do this Sandhya Vandanam. You've got to do that, do that. There's so many different types of rituals given for different situations. In fact, it's meant for a very low class of people who can't think. They say, "We do this, do this." It's like almost like a punishment. Like I was also joking. I said, imposition. I said, I write 100 times. It's like that. It's almost like that. So you're writing. 99th line you write, you say, "Oh my God, now I understand." It's like that. But if you're intellectually, you're able to think on your own, you don't need all that. Shilpa.
Hari Om Bhaskarji. My question is from previous class, in Shloka 13, we studied about the qualities of Mahatma, like the great souls. So the sign of the spiritual development is to accept the criticism, accepting the criticism. So I just wanted to know the difference between the self-criticism and self-respect. Like what is, from Vedantic perspective, what is the difference between the two?
Self-criticism and self-respect. The self-respect is where you assess yourself correctly. That's all it means. Self-respect means you give the respect that is due to you. Whatever the respect is due to you, if you give yourself that respect, not too high, not too low.
Okay.
That is self-respect. Self-respect is giving the right respect for yourself, which comes as a result of right assessment. These are my positive qualities, these are my negative qualities. You understand both sides. These are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. You understand both sides. And you accept that this is me.
Mm.
So you respect yourself for what you are. That is self-respect. You're not inflating it and say, oh, I'm the best. Nor you're deflating yourself and saying you're the worst. No, I'm a combination of both, and this is what I am. So you respect you for what you are. That is self-respect. So self-respect is essential, is important. You've got to give yourself that self-respect. And it comes through right assessment. And then self-criticism. See, self-criticism, again, you should not, we don't recommend criticism. What you should do is you look at your negative qualities and accept your negative quality. That's all. So you don't need to criticize yourself for having those qualities, but objective criticism, that's all.
Okay.
So objective, see, there's a difference between character analysis and character assassination. It's like that. See, character analysis is you study people's natures objectively. You just look at them and say, hey, look at he's doing something wrong there. He's doing something wrong there. But you're not condemning that person. You're not judging that person. You're not criticizing that person. You're just observing their natures. You're observing their actions. Same way you've got to observe your actions. So I'm going wrong here. I have a tendency to drink too much. I have a tendency to sleep too much. All that, But you're not criticizing yourself. You're not putting yourself down for that. Yes, I have this negativities. I'll get over this one day. One day I'll get over this. I'll follow the right method to get over it. That's all. So that is self-criticism. It's not real criticism, but just an objective awareness of your negativities.
Thank you, Bhaskarji.
Okay, so then we move on to the 22nd verse.
अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो माम् ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम् अनन्याश्चिन्तयन्तो माम् ये जनाः पर्युपासते तेषां नित्याभियुक्तानां योगक्षेमं वहाम्यहम्.
This is a pivotal verse in the Bhagavad Gita. This is the geometric center of the entire Bhagavad Gita. The whole Bhagavad Gita has got 18 chapters and 701 verses. This is a geometric center, the fulcrum on which the whole Gita stands. That's why this verse is famous. Ananyas chintayanto mam yejana paryupasate tesham nithyabhiyuktanam yogakshemam vahamya. To those persons who worship me thinking of nothing else, to those ever seeking union, I grant them yoga and shema. There are very few verses in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna gives a direct promise. Here is one such verse. It's a direct promise given by the Lord. I will give you, I will grant you. Similarly, in the end of the Bhagavad Gita, 18th chapter, 66th verse. Now, why I'm mentioning this is a person came and asked, oh, can you tell me key verses that I should look up from the Gita? I want to memorize a few verses. So I told that person this verse. Anyas chintayanto mam. This is one verse. Then the next verse is verse 66 of chapter 18. Sarvadharman parityajya Mamekam sharanam vraja. Aham tvam sarva papebhya mokshayishyami ma shucha. Now, why I'm saying that is, you just make an effort to memorize 2 or 3 such verses. I'll tell you which verses. Okay, this verse you memorize, that verse you memorize, second chapter, there's one verse, memorize. That's all. 3 verses you memorize. Wherever you go, just tell them that. Have you read the Bhagavad Gita? Ananya Shintayantomo. They'll stand up and they'll prostrate to you. My God. They don't know you know only that verse. They understand. You shouldn't tell them that. Sarvadharman Paritijya. My God, fellow knows all the 18 chapters he knows. I'm giving away some trade secrets, okay? So that's all, just a few things I'll teach you. So here, why this verse is so important is because he's giving us a direct assurance. See, a devotional person, what will a devotional person say? Oh, Krishna is saying it. He's giving me that assurance. He's giving me the blessing. That's how a devotional person look at it. An intellectual will look at it as a prescription for material and spiritual success. So this verse gives you the prescription on how to achieve success in any aspect of life. Now, the first part of the verse is important. He says, what do you need to do? So much is packed in that one sentence. He says, Ananya Chintayanta. Ananya Chintayanta means no other thinking. Those who worship me thinking of nothing else. So the significance of that advice is what? First of all, what does it mean? It means single-pointed concentration. You maintain a single-pointed concentration on the self. To maintain that single-pointed concentration, there's an intensity of thought. We've got to build up that intensity of thought. It doesn't come overnight. And what are you thinking about? You're thinking about a goal that you're fixed. You're aspiring towards a goal, working towards a goal. So single-pointedly, you are pursuing a goal that you fix for yourself. And whatever obstacles come in the way, you don't get diverted. You don't get distracted by those obstacles. So there is a practice of self-control as well. So much is packed in that one advice. So maintain single-pointed concentration towards the goal that you've set, and whatever comes in the way, don't get distracted, don't get diverted. And if you do that, I will give you yoga and shema. Yoga is translated here as union, shema as spiritual bliss. I'll explain in the next class what it actually means. In fact, there are 3 interpretations for what yoga is, what shema is. So I just wanted to start the verse so that you will be able to think about this, but I'll do justice to it in the next class where I'll explain it in further detail. Yeah, Shrikala.
Yeah, Hari Om Bhaskarji. So on this particular verse, if when you say focus on,
I'll explain it next class. I told you. I'll explain it. I haven't finished the explanation.
Okay. Yeah.
That's why I said I've just started it to get you all thinking, but I will explain it in full detail in the next class.
Okay.
See, the team members, they were telling me that there's so many people who are attending these classes. Obviously, the whole class is now online, we don't meet each other. And some of you come and meet me during the public lectures, or some of you have met me, taken appointment and met me. So there are so many names in these classes whom I just know by name. I don't even know their faces. You understand? And you're all sincerely coming. So I feel obligated to give you all some time in case you feel the need to reach out to me and want to just have a conversation with me on what you need to do with your spiritual development, what direction you want to go, and also if there's any personal things that you want to clarify. And for that reason, we have that Ask Bhaskarji sessions, which is what the team have fixed that. So that is the purpose of the Ask Bhaskarji sessions, is because it's all online. At least this way, there'll be a chance for you all to reach out. And these are one-to-one sessions, confidential. They're not recorded. So whatever you say just stays between you and me. And that's it. So it's not compulsory, but if I were you, I will take that opportunity. You understand? It'll be useful for you all. Whoever has come, they have found it very useful for their self-development, for their progress. And since you're all putting so much time and effort, I feel obligated to help you all. And if you want to take the help, you can reach out to the team and you can register your interest, and they'll get back to you with timings and all that when we can schedule it. We've got the link, Jalu, for that. It's a Google form. You just have to indicate your interest in that Google form and submit it, and then somebody will get back to you.
Yes, hurry on, Bhaskarji. I've put the link on the group Zoom chat.
I put the link on the Zoom chat, yes. So you can use that link. Okay. All right, everyone. Let's conclude.
Hari Om. Thank you
Yeah.
very much, Bhaskarji.
Hari Om.
Bhaskarji,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.